This is another New Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper. Grand Rising family, what's happening? What I want to talk about today is, it's a very interesting subject. And I think that those who believe in the Bible, and particularly Christianity, would benefit from this conversation. What I wanted to ask was a question. What's the difference between a hypocrite and an atheist? Which one is worse in the eyesight of the God of the Bible? Does the God of the Bible view the existence of a hypocrite of his in the existence of an atheist, right, who totally rejects the belief in the God of the Bible and publicly announces it? Does he see that as something different? Is the hypocrite also an atheist? But one thing that is interesting about the hypocrite of God, it refuses to announce. It refuses to publicly state that it doesn't believe, and puts a great effort into trying to convince the believers in the believing community that it still believes. So it has to give a great deal of mental power and effort to the art of deception. And I thought about something that might help you answer this question. And the question is a hypocrite worse, more vicious, more vile, and more ill than an atheist? Right? And I thought about something, and this is what I thought about. I remember when I was in the house, and my mother, as a young child, was telling me about Lucifer. She said that Lucifer was an angel of God. So Lucifer was a believer at one time, right? But before Lucifer, my mother told me, fostered a rebellion in heaven and took a third of the angels of heaven and led them against God's authority. So now, in between the time of him being an angel of God, a believer, a knower of God, as we would say, in between that time and his rebellion, what was he doing? Was he pretending to still be a believer while he influenced the other angels that he eventually brought over to his way of thinking, right? So this made me think again. I said, when I look at my people today, and I look at the laws, the statutes, and the judgments of the God that's in the Bible, like thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's property, thou shalt not sleep with thy neighbor's husband, thou shalt not sleep with thy neighbor's wife. I see my people doing this stuff while believing or verbally stating that they believe in God. And those same people that are in action committing not just misdemeanors, but felonies in the eyesight of God. But they still want to convince you and the rest of the believing community that they are believers while telling lies, killing, murdering, raping, molesting, right? But they are believers. They are still viewed as believers. So my mama told me that Lucifer was still being viewed as a believer while he gathered together the angels into his army to overthrow God. Damn, that's what a hypocrite is. But on the other hand, the atheist says, I do not believe in God. And there are some atheists who do not lie, steal, kill, cover thy neighbor's property, sleep with thy neighbor's husband, sleep with thy neighbor's wife. There are some atheists who don't do this while verbally saying, I don't believe. But somehow, the hypocrites that are still among the believing communities, pretending as if they believe, seem to even also pretend that they don't like atheists. Because that's a part of the cover-up. That's the part of them hiding in the closet. Because you're really a closet atheist. Because that's what Lucifer was, my mama told me. He was a closet atheist. He didn't believe anymore. But he did not have the balls to come straight out and say, I didn't believe. So he began to practice the art of deception early on while still being viewed as an angel of God in good standing. So I want to ask my Christian community, are you a hypocrite? Are you lying, stealing, killing, coveting, while still pretending to believe? Are you persecuting atheists at the same time for not believing, while you, deep down in the bottom of your heart, the fuck shit that you're doing, you couldn't possibly be a believer? How could some of the things that you see the people do, you have sisters that have had 3 abortions and still are trying to pretend as if they believe. You have mothers who know that their child or something committed a crime, know that they're guilty, and ask the congregation to pray for their son. And if she has enough money to afford a very, very skilled lawyer, she can get her son off of something that he actually did, and then praise God if the child gets out of it. Are you like the Lucifer of your story? Are you pretending to believe while committing felonious acts when you violate the laws and the statutes of the commandments as it relates to thou shalt not steal, as it relates to thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not covet, thou shalt not bear false witness against someone? Some of you some pretty lying motherfuckers, and you know it. And some of you are master manipulators, master deceivers. But you can't fool me. I know the answer to the question. But I just wanted to ask you guys, what do you think? Is a hypocrite worse than an atheist? Which one is committed to manipulation and deception? The atheist who honestly has skepticism, has caution, or the one who is totally committed to telling lies, totally committed to coveting, totally committed to killing, totally committed to sleeping with their neighbors' husbands and wives. They're totally committed to the manipulation. And I just want to know which one is worse. So the question is today, family, what's the difference between a hypocrite and an atheist? And which one will stand in a certain degree of judgment if there is a judgment day, if there is a God? That's what I want to know. How are you living at the end of the day while proclaiming that you believe and have your dislike for an atheist, but the atheist is not misrepresenting God as the hypocrite is, who still exists within the populations of believers? That's what I want to know. This has been another genuine New Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper. Let's build on this. And to my Christian family that I'm particularly talking to, when are you guys going to demonstrate real character and real belief?